At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke Schultz Herman and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations Robert Fields & Sons, The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, The Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mirius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening. We're here at P.O. Faulkner Park for West Virginia High School baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me on the call is Nick Verzolini. Camera crew here tonight is Alec Epperson and Kyler High. Back in the studio is Dylan Bishop. As today, Martinsburg Bulldogs play host to the Hampshire Trojans. This is the Hagerstown Ford pregame show. Hagerstown Ford is revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online. They'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Game number 6 on the year for both teams so far. Martinsburg 2-3 overall after starting 2-0 and then falling for the past 3 games. For Hampshire, 0-5 on the season. 0-8? 0-7? Nick?
Yeah, this is their 8th game. They're 0-7.
Okay, I saw 0-5. My apologies there, but thank you, Nick, for the correction. So, get more into that later on here as we continue with our pregame show. But for Martinsburg, had the last game of the Bulldogs on Friday here at home, and it was a 6-1 loss to Hedgesville. You'll hear later on from Coach Byler in the pregame show his thoughts on that game. But, Nick, you were here for that game as well. Kind of just break down what you thought and what Martinsburg needs to do here today.
Well, I mean, the obvious is put the ball in play. If you strike out 15 of your 21 outs, you're not going to put yourself in too good of a situation. So today against Hampshire, they're, obviously a little bit different than Hedgesville. Hedgesville was a team that brings back a lot from last year. Hampshire's pretty different from what we've seen in the past. J.J. Carlton's not there. Some of their other big names have left the program as well to graduation. So, unlike Hedgesville, they're not going to throw a guy like Mason McGill probably today that's going to have the capability of striking you out 15 times. But still, the Bulldogs have struck out 51 times in their first 5 games of the year. So, see if they can, put it together here today and offense is going to be key, obviously. I think their pitching wasn't too bad, though, the other day, and obviously, for the most part, the pitching's been pretty good. But they have, had some errors in that game as well, 3 errors, so you can't make those little mistakes. So there's a lot of things to work on, but that's what you get when you have a young team, and today you just hope the weather holds off, they're able to get better and see what step they can take against the Hampshire Trojan program that, at times has given some competitiveness to the EPAC, but for the most part has had its struggles. So.
Yeah, as you said, 0-7, my apologies there. For some reason, my tab on Game Changer for Hampshire didn't refresh. It was stuck at 0-5, but once it refreshed, it does say 0-7 like you had, so thank you for that clarification. Nick, step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that 2-minute break, we'll have our coaches' interviews with Aaron Byler of Martinsburg and Chad Van Meter of Hampshire. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Take the stress out of updating and maintaining your home or business with RAI Properties. Serving the community for over 20 years, we specialize in fences, decks, landscaping, and property management. We also provide painting, flooring, vent cleaning, and renovation services. Our friendly, licensed professionals go above and beyond to get the job done right for you. For local service and trusted expertise for your next project, call RAI Properties today.
The Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is celebrating its 98th festival. Are you ready to purchase your pink and green Apple Blossom swag for the festival? The Blossom store is officially opening April 4th at Apple Blossom Mall, entrance on North Wing. Grab the newest apparel and merchandise for all your favorite events, plus flags and swag and more. We look forward to seeing all of the pink and green around town. Store opening is sponsored by Claudio's Pizzeria. Visit thebloom.com for more information.
Do you have someone in a nursing home, or are you worried about somebody you love going into a nursing home? The law firm of Daniel Staggers can protect your assets. Call the law firm of Daniel Staggers today at 304-267-3915. The Daniel Staggers Law Firm does elder care law, estate planning, and special needs trusts for disabled children and family members. Visit the Daniel Staggers Law Firm for your initial free consultation at 133 East John Street in Martinsburg. The Daniel Staggers Law Firm, when you need asset protection for you or for a family member.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. We'll continue the Hagerstown Ford pregame show for today's ball game between the Hampshire Trojans and Martinsburg Bulldogs, as we now get into our interviews, which are brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Joined by the head coach of the Martinsburg baseball team, Aaron Byler. Coach Byler, your team gets a earlier start than expected here today for your second home game of the season, taking on Hampshire. But let's first take a look back at Friday's game against Hedgesville. What were your thoughts on that unfortunate loss for your team?
Well, I think when you truly look back on it, I think the fourth inning there was kind of disastrous for us, and they scored 4 runs on 1 hit, so that kind of tells a story about, we committed a couple errors. There was a play at the plate that could have went our way. We thought there was a strike 3 early in that inning that we didn't get, but those are all kind of excuses. Like I told you before, we're a very young team, so we're working through some things, and innings like that, unfortunately, are sometimes going to happen. So, but for the most part, I thought we did a good job of staying in the game and competing and battling, and I think you have to give credit where credit is due, and Mason McGill was really good.
Let's switch over to something positive here before a few, I guess, more other negative things in some people's minds. Just early in the season, only being 5 games in, as you mentioned, your team young. What are some of the positive things that you've learned about this year's team?
Oh, I just like their attitude, and I like how they like being around each other, and they're really hard workers, and our really really young kids, Silas Arnecki and Braden Fox, are doing a great job handling the roles that they have, and I think our pitching's been good. I mean, Grant was really good at Spring Mills. I thought he was good against Hedgesville. He just got a little bit unlucky. Jameer was really good at Frankfort, again a little unlucky, and Jacob Blosser is going to pitch tonight, and I think he's going to give us a great chance to win, and I think our pitching's been pretty good. We just got to play defense and score a couple more runs behind them.
A glaring issue for your team here through these first 5 games, strikeouts so far 51 total strikeouts, so an average of about 10 or so a game. With that being said, how do you kind of change your team's mindset, get the confidence within them, and make sure they have quality at-bats here for the rest of the way?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday or Saturday we worked on, 2-strike approach, getting our foot down early, trying to make contact, put the ball in play. They know we have to limit strikeouts if we're going to win. They've been doing everything they possibly can in the cage or on-field BP to try and get better and try to cut down those strikeouts, and we're just hoping that it translates into a game, and hopefully it translates today, and we do a little bit better job with moving the baseball.
As you mentioned, Jacob Blosser on the mound getting his second start of the season. He started against Smithsburg earlier this year. What do you hope to see from him this time around compared to the first time?
Yeah, just need Jake to throw strikes, and we need his defense to work behind him. We got to score a couple more runs, and if we do that, I think we'll have a great chance to win. But don't really need him to do anything different. Just we need to get strike one. If we get strike one, I think he'll be successful tonight.
And then on the other side, Hampshire, a team that's searching for that first win of the season, a team that you guys traditionally play, used to be a conference opponent or a opponent within the region at least, is probably better well said this time. Not the case as you guys in 4A, they in 3A, but still possibly expect a good ball game and good competition. What are your thoughts on them so far this year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're good enough right now to take anyone for granted, so it doesn't matter what their record is coming in. We have to compete every pitch, playing the game the right way, and play hard. And they're well coached, and their record might be over, but I still think they're gonna put a quality product on the field tonight and give us a hard time. And we're trying to move the game up here to 4 to get it in before it rains, because that's one that if you lose, you probably don't get it back. So we're gonna do our best to get it in and see what happens, and hopefully we'll come out on the right side of it tonight.
All right, Coach Bowler, thank you for the time. Best of luck.
Thanks, Colin.
Now joined by Chad Van Meter, head coach of the Hampshire Trojans. Coach Van Meter, your team gets the opportunity to take on the Martinsburg Bulldogs today. What are you hoping to see from your team?
Well, we just want to come out and compete. We got a lot of young kids we're playing, but we're going to come out. We're going to just compete with the other team, and hopefully we can come out on top tonight.
How's the season been so far for you and your team, and what have you learned about them along the way here in the early part?
We've struggled a little bit coming out of the gate. Just not putting all 3 aspects of the game together. One game will hit well and then won't pitch well, and then one game will pitch well and not hit well. We just need to put defense, pitching, and hitting all together at the same time.
Something that's kind of out of control, but the game time start moves up a little bit here today. How much of an adjustment, if anything at all, is made for your team with an earlier start?
That's just part of baseball. I mean, you have to be ready at all times. With the weather, you never know what's going to happen. We can't control it, so just got to be ready to go when it's time to play.
Have you guys made a decision as to who's starting on the mound for you guys today?
We're going to start Cannon Mowry. He's a senior. He's played 3 years for us. We're going to throw him out there, and hopefully he can get the job done.
All right, Coach, anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was our coaches' interviews brought to you by Trips Flooring. We'll keep things here as we continue and get today's starting lineups for you now, which are brought to you by Flora Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Flora Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. For the Hampshire Trojans, leading off the center fielder, number 1, Channing Welt. Batting second, the pitcher, number 8, Cannon Mowry. Batting third at third base, number 4, Mason Wolford. Batting fourth at first base, number 13, Mark Richmond. Batting fifth in left field, number 17, Landon Whitaker. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 12, Ethan Van Meter. Batting seventh in right field, number 19, Wyatt Adams. Batting eighth, a catcher, number 24, Aiden Crabtree. And batting ninth for Hampshire, number 10, Braden Hott. Now for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, leading off center fielder number 7, Christian Alter. Batting second, playing second base, number 4, Grant Henderson. Batting third, the shortstop, number 27, Jameer Brown. Batting fourth, first base, number 9, Bradley Loper. Batting fifth and doing the pitching today for the Bulldogs, number 14, Jacob Blosser. Batting sixth at third base, number 10, Silas Zarnecki. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 23, Malachi Green. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 18, Braden Armolt. Batting ninth, left fielder, number 11, R.J. Brown. Also behind the plate doing the catching is number 5, Braden Fox. Step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll get starting battery and have first pitch for today's ball game between Hampshire and Martinsburg. This is West Virginia High School baseball on WRNR Martinsburg and TV 10.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's-Toyota-of-Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
You have choices when it comes to appliance repair, but before you call a large corporate chain, consider what BW Appliance brings to the table. BW Appliance Repair offers fast in-home appliance repair services to the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, including Jefferson County and Berkeley County. We strive for professionalism, dedication, and honesty. Call us today at 304-279-8858 to schedule immediate service. You can also visit us online at bwappliance.repair.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park as it's time for some high school baseball. Martinsburg takes the field with the black hats with the block M orange on the front. Orange jerseys for the Bulldogs today with the dogs across the front outlined in white. Black numbers on the front and back also outlined in white. White pants for the dogs as well. For Hampshire, they go with the green jerseys with the white stripe down the side, black name and numbers on the front, and then the black number on the back as well, outlined in white, and the gray away pants for the Trojans. Today's starting battery brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street, Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. On the mound, the senior for the Bulldogs, number 14, Jacob Blosser. He's 0-1. This is his second start of the season. Started against Smithsburg, went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, walked 2, struck out 1. Has an ERA of 4.67. Behind the plate doing the catchings, number 5, Braden Fox, the sophomore. That is today's starting battery for the Bulldogs. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. Alongside me on the call is Nick Verzolini, Kyler High, Alec Epperson. Our camera crew back in the studio is Dylan Bishop.
Yeah, Colin, looking forward to this game here this afternoon. See if Martinsburg can clean up some of the stuff that went wrong for them against Hedgesville. On the Hampshire side, anytime you're searching for that first win, can you kind of put together a full game and be competitive today against a Martinsburg team that maybe is feeling down on themselves a little bit recently?
Well, up to bat, the lefty to lead things off for Hampshire here in the top of the first. Blosser's first pitch will be popped up left side of the infield by Wilt over in foul territory to the left of the third base bag. And Silas Zarnecki will make the catch for out number 1. First pitch brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Give them a call today at 304-263-4343 or stop by, schedule an appointment at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. So now batting is the pitcher, Cannon Mowry. Blosser's pitch, fastball, taken for strike 1.
Well, so far so good for the Bulldogs. You get the first pitch out and then a strike there from Blosser.
0-1. Right at the letters, called strike 2. So an 0-2 count now to Mowry here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, pretty much starting them with the same first 2 pitches here. So
Blosser lined up and the pitch. Breaking ball that is fouled off out of play to the right by Mowry to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes. Mowry, also a senior from Hampshire. As I said earlier, he'll be on the mound starting for the Trojans. 0-2 pitch, just outside, taken for a ball, count now 1-2.
Yeah, not a bad pitch there when you get ahead 0-2. Try to maybe get somebody to chase something.
1-2 pitch. High and outside off the glove of Fox into the backstop. Count now even at 2 apiece to Mowry. Top of the first is brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons, proudly serving our area since 1880. Blosser sets. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That's going to be lined right back to him, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
Great play by Blosser. I mean, that's a tough one there. Anytime it's hit hard, right back to you on the mound, but he was able to adjust to it and make the catch, especially when it's going there on his inside, and he's a lefty, so it's a little bit of a different angle than if he was a right-handed pitcher to make that catch. So
now batting is the third baseman in Wolford. 2 down here in the top of the first. Nobody on for Hampshire. First pitch misses for ball 1. 1-0 pitch now from Blosser. At the knees. Called a strike to even up the count. A 1-1 count now to Wolford. It's Blosser's pitch. Stays outside. That's ball 2. Blosser working quickly here against Wolford. A righty up the bat. It's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball that is grounded underneath the glove of Blosser and into center field for a 2-out single.
Yeah, that time again it comes right back to him. This time, though, a little bit harder hit on the ground instead of a line drive. So Blosser's not really able to get the glove down, and you get a 2-out single for Hampshire. A little bit of momentum as well. But overall, I think very good start to this game for Blosser. He's been able to hit the zone consistently, and when he hasn't hit the zone, he's not too far off. So
Richmond now batting. He'll take the first pitch. It's a breaking ball through the back door for strike 1.
Yeah, anytime you start a guy first pitch off speed, you got to feel like you're in pretty good control of your pitches early on.
A 1 pitch. Swing and a miss from Richmond for strike 2 as he was ahead of that pitch from Blosser.
Yeah, and so far he's let him see some different things. So you're definitely in a great position here, up 0-2 in the count.
Runner on first, 2 down here in the top of the first. The 0-2 pitch, just getting a piece of it is Richmond fouling it back, staying alive here in this at-bat. Got Whitaker on deck for Hampshire as he gets that ball and brings it back to the home plate umpire here before the 0-2 pitch from Blosser. It's Blosser looking over at the runner at first. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball. Drop strike 3, but Fox makes the tag on Richmond. to end the top half of inning number 1. So I'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. It's Hampshire and Martinsburg scoreless after half an inning of play. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
The future doesn't wait. Why should you? Blue Ridge Community and Technical College offers over 60 degree and certificate programs in education, IT, culinary arts, engineering, and so much more. Small class sizes, flexible schedules with evening and online classes, affordable tuition, plus financial aid is available to those who qualify. Now you can go to college. Visit us online at blueridgectc.edu. That's blueridgectc.edu. Stop waiting and enroll today.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back as we head to the bottom of the first inning, which is brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, then call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551 or visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. We see Cannon Wilt on the mound for Hampshire. Again, for Martinsburg, leading things off will be the center fielder, Christian Alter, followed by the second baseman, Grant Henderson, and then the shortstop, Jameer Brown.
Yes, if this top of the order for Martinsburg can set the tone after a very good first inning on the mound from Jacob Blosser. He made a nice play defensively. Hampshire, though, I mean, they did hit the ball pretty hard in that first inning, so if you were to say there were any negatives, there could be that. But, I mean, overall, Martinsburg defended well, so see if this top of the order here for Martinsburg can get some momentum going and get a little bit of a rally.
Number 7, Christian Alter.
We're seeing Christian Alter's versatility a good bit this year. Seen him in the outfield, seen him in the infield, on the mound as well. So here he is leading off, of course, which is where he's been all season. So
before we get first pitch, step out. Step back into the batter's box here as Weld also backed off the rubber. Weld ready to go. Alter ready to go. First pitch. Alter lets go by. It's low for ball 1. Alter starts ahead in the count here for the bottom half of the first inning, leading things off for Martinsburg. Rady and Wilt. Pitch again, low. Count now 2-0 to Alter. Alter batting .429 so far this season. 2-0 pitch. Inside, but called a strike. Count now 2 balls, 1 strike to Alter.
And overall, Alter had an incredible year last year. Batted .412 in 114 at-bats for the Bulldogs.
2-1 pitch. Inside again and called strike 2. Count now even.
Had 40 RBIs, which was second on the team behind Braden Oviedo, who led them in 41. So scored 30 runs last year as well.
Welt's 2-2 pitch, trying to get Alter to chase, but he keeps the bat back. Count runs full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Christian.
Successful on 80% of his steal attempts. So great year for him last year. Good start to this year. Always a tough bat in this lineup.
Trying to get on base to lead things off. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and he's going to foul it off his foot. Take some time to let Alter walk that off. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's got the protection on that
front leg. See him rocking the pink as usual. Looks to be okay. He steps back in. Welt sets. Payoff pitch to Alter. And Alter sends that one deep into left field over the head of Whitaker, and it'll one-hop the wall. Alter rounds first, heading to second, and it's a leadoff double to begin the day for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, again, Alter, I mean, what he's going to do is be the leader of this offense. And talking about Martinsburg needing a hot offensive start, well, that's a great way to get going with the double there.
Now batting for Martinsburg is Grant Henderson.
And last year, Christian Alter, while he did have 47 hits and, like I said, batted .412, 35 of those hits were singles. So for him to get a double, it's honestly kind of rare. He only had 9 doubles in his hits last year. So extra base hits were not common. Obviously, he was very good at getting on and getting singles, but didn't have a whole lot of extra base hits, so a little bit of a difference there.
Yeah, it's his first double of the season this year. Looking at the stats here, his first pitch swinging was Henderson. He fouls it to the right out of play for strike one. A 1 pitch, breaking ball, missing outside. The count now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Henderson, so far offensively, has struggled here for the Bulldogs, only batting .077. Well, looks at the runner behind him before putting this one in play, and Henderson will send a line drive down the third baseline over the glove of Wooford, and that's going to be back-to-back doubles and give Martinsburg a 1-0 lead over Hampshire here in the bottom of the first as Alter comes home to score.
Yeah, again, good piece of hitting there from Grant Henderson, just sends that one right down the line. This top 3 is going to have to, I think, at least early in the year, kind of carry this offense. With their experience, especially the experience that Grant Henderson got this summer with Berkeley Post 14 and how well he played for them. And then, of course, Alter being one of the guys that comes back and what we know about. I mean, for Henderson, it was more so pitching this summer, but still, he got a lot of experience this summer. And Jameer Brown's been on the team and starting since he was a freshman. So you have high expectations for these guys toward the top.
Speaking of Jameer Brown, he's up the bat. He'll take the first pitch, which drops in for strike 1. Brown so far on the year batting .385. Tied for the lead in RBIs for Martinsburg with 3. Welt throws behind, and that almost sails into the outfield, but the shortstop, Ethan Van Meter, able to snag it. A near disaster averted for Hampshire here in the bottom of the first. Nobody out, runner on second. Martinsburg leads 1-0. A 1 count to Brown. Pitch from Welt. Fouled off by Brown into the backstop for strike 2. Brown takes his time before stepping back in. Got Loper on deck. No balls, 2 strikes to Brown. Righty on righty for Welt on the mound. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a grounder foul down the third base line, keeping the at-bat alive at 0-2 for Brown. Brown steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Welt looks down at his catcher, Aiden Crabtree, for the pitch call. Looks like he's setting up inside. They go inside, and Brown was ready for it. Sends it in between shortstop and third, and that'll put runners on the corners now for Martinsburg, with still nobody out here in the bottom of the first, bringing up Loper.
Yeah, Martinsburg continues to do well, but I talked about this kind of a little bit on the Sports Mix today, and it's a slow start for Martinsburg as a team, but kind of reminds you a little bit of the team that they had in 2023, where they got off to a decent start, but they were 4-3 early in the year and kind of had some young guys on that team, and then eventually toward the end of the year, you really saw that team come together. They were able to get a playoff win against Spring Mills and compete with Hedgesville and compete with Musselman as well then down the stretch. So you could see kind of a similar path, I think, for this team as they get better and develop. So
Loper, lefty batting cleanup, up the bat, takes the first pitch outside for ball 1 from Wilt. Loper very close to that plate as this pitch a strike. The throw down from Crabtree to second, trying to get Brown off the mark. Count now 1 to Loper. Runners now on second and third for Martinsburg. Still nobody out here with a 1-0 lead for the Bulldogs, trying to extend that lead in the bottom half of the first inning. Well, looks at the runner behind him, sets, here's the pitch, and it's a big swing and a miss from Loper on the off-speeder for strike 2.
But then, we talked about the top of the order, Alter and Brown, and of course Henderson as well. But after that, we've seen Loper and some of these other guys struggle a little bit. But
Loper hits this one into play and will drive in the run on a 4-3 fielder's choice for the first out of the inning. But Martinsburg now leads Hampshire 2-0. Blosser will now step up to the plate. I'll let you finish your point if you didn't there, Nick.
Well, even Henderson's had a slow start. Might have mentioned this already, but 7 strikeouts for him in the early part of the year. Loper struck out 7 times. So some of these guys have definitely had their early struggles at the plate, but hitting can be contagious as well. So we'll see if anything starts to change.
You didn't mention the strikeout totals for him. His first pitch swinging is Blosser, and he pops that one up to the left side of the infield. Running in, it's the third baseman, Mason Wolford, just to the left of us, of the pitcher's mound. He'll make the catch for out number 2. So Brown stays put at third. Now batting third baseman, Silas Zarnecki. So far, everybody getting a piece of it, putting the ball in play. Haven't seen a strikeout yet for Martinsburg, which is a good sign. Still a lot of game left, but as we mentioned in the pregame, as the first pitch to Zarnecki taken for strike 1. Strikeouts have been an issue for the Bulldogs. 51 strikeouts so far through these 5 games played.
And you compare that to just 13 walks as well. So
a soft grounder to the third baseman from Zarnecki. Wolford scoops it up, throws it across the diamond to retire the side. But 2 runs cross for Martinsburg off 3 hits. 1 left stranded after 1. It is Martinsburg 2, Hampshire nothing. Step aside, take a 1-minute break, and then be back with the second inning. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
March is National Endometriosis Awareness Month. The gynecologic experts at WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers encourage women to become familiar with the symptoms of endometriosis and speak with a gynecologist regarding any concerns and about treatment that can improve and in some cases completely eliminate symptoms. Endometriosis affects roughly 1 out of 10 women of childbearing age. For more information or to schedule an appointment with a WVU Medicine gynecologist in Martinsburg or Ranson, call 304-596-2149.
Did you know a fully loaded truck weighs 80,000 pounds?
I do know that they can cause a lot of damage in a wreck.
Over 40,000 people die every year in crashes.
And distracted driving is getting even worse.
I wish we had better ways to prevent distracted driving.
Me too. But one thing we can do is help people who've been injured in car and truck accidents.
Hurting almost heaven? Dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
We welcome you back here, headed to the top half of the second inning, which is brought to you by the personal injury attorneys, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit them online at burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball. It's Martinsburg 2, Hampshire nothing after 1. Due up for the Hampshire Trojans, the 5-6-7 Batters Whitaker, Van Meter, and Adams. His first pitch to Whitaker taken for strike one. Blosser. Next pitch, high for a ball. Count now 1-1. Whitaker, righty, here against Blosser, the lefty, as his pitch slips out of the hand and never broke into the zone. Sails off the glove of Fox to the backstop. Count now 2-1. Whitaker, the starting left fielder. Seen him active in that bottom half of the first as the next pitch. Fastball outside to Whitaker from Blosser. Count now 3-1. Blosser sends the 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. A fastball up and in. Count now runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Whitaker. Blosser looks down at Fox, sets. Here comes the payoff pitch to Whitaker. And that's going to be fouled right back. Whitaker stays alive in the at-bat. We'll reset. Whitaker leading things off here in the top of the second for Hampshire, who trails Martinsburg 2-0. Blosser. Pitch outside for ball 4. Leadoff walk for Whitaker. That'll bring up the shortstop Ethan Van Meter for Hampshire.
Well, Hampshire draws the first free base of the game, so take the early lead in that category despite being down here 2-0.
Squaring up the bunt was Van Meter on the first pitch from Blosser, but he pulls the bat back as Blosser's pitch is outside for ball 1.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if they can get a little bit of small ball going here. It's only a 2-0 lead for Martinsburg, even though it felt like the way the Bulldogs started that they were going to have a bigger inning.
Van Meter squares the bunt again. It's down the first base side. Charging in is Blosser off the mound to pick up the ball and throw it over to Loper at first for the out, but Van Meter does his job, moving the runner over to second base. Now batting is Adams with 1 down and the runner on second. Blosser checks the runner behind him before throwing down the first pitch. Adams fouls off that pitch for strike 1. Get a quick time called as Fox wants to go out and talk with Blosser for a brief moment here in this top of the second. See a few clouds here above us, but nothing looking like storm clouds, as this game was originally scheduled for 7 p.m. but moved up to 4 p.m. due to the potential rain later this evening. As this pitch from Blosser, breaking ball that drops in for strike 2 to Adams.
You don't see any cumulonimbuses up there, Colin?
I wouldn't know.
I'm not even sure if that's the right term.
That I wouldn't know either. I think we've had this conversation, though, as this pitch called strike 3 to Adams. He goes down looking for out number 2.
I wouldn't be surprised if we did.
Now batting the catcher, number 24.
Now batting is catcher for Hampshire, Aiden Crabtree. Blosser's first pitch, fastball off the glove of Fox into the backstop. As Whitaker will advance to third on the wild pitch.
By the way, I was correct.
There you go.
So, cloud expert Nick Versalini.
Yeah, you're competing with our staff weatherman Bob Kukin now.
Yeah, don't put me in that category. I'm not predicting any weather.
Next pitch, swing and a miss from Crabtree. Count now even at 1-1. Next pitch taken for strike 2. So 1-2 count now to Crabtree. 2 out here in the top of the second. Runner on third for Hampshire. Martinsburg leads the game currently 2-0. Blosser sets. 1-2 pitch. Just getting a piece of it is Crabtree to stay alive at the very last second. As he chops that one back. Foul. See if Hampshire's bottom of the lineup can produce for the Trojans. 1-2 pitch from Blosser. Upstairs, count now even 2-2. Blosser now at 32 pitches so far. As he sets here. Breaking ball, drops in, called strike 3. Crabtree gets frozen on the curve. Back-to-back, K's looking for Blosser to strand the runner at third and keep our score. Martinsburg 2, New Hampshire nothing. As we'll head to the bottom half of the second on the other side of this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Apple Blossom Festival is celebrating 98 years, and here is this year's new additions. The Flying Circus Air Show, presented by Ops Funeral Home, a sure way to wow the entire family with aerial stunts. Laugh Out Loud Comedy Show, featuring 3 acts. The Valley Pediatric Dentistry Family Fun Party. It brings food, games, inflatables, face painting, and desserts with all the excitement at the Tolly Dental Zone. The Blossom and Artisan Fair, featuring over 200 juried vendors. There is so much fun at The Bloom. Visit thebloom.com. That's thebloom.com.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Welcome you back here as Nick continues his studies of clouds for us as we head to the bottom half of the second inning, brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. What kind of clouds were you saying that you think those are now?
They
Nick,
could be some nimbostratuses.
Nimbostratuses, all right.
Based off of a Google search.
If anybody out there tuned in does know, feel free to correct him or confirm Nick's educated guess.
It's really all
off
just
Google.
Opinion, isn't it? You know?
I got no idea, Nick. I'll be completely honest in my ignorance in this category.
I don't know.
Bottom of the second due up. Green, Armel, Brown, 7, 8, 9 hitters for Martinsburg as first pitch to Green is strike 1 from Wilt. The lefty, Malachi Green. 0-1 pitch from Wilt. Big swing and a miss for strike 2 to Green. Now over, if you look past the softball fields, I feel like that might be storm clouds.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm done talking about clouds. Talk about baseball.
0-2 pitch. Eye and outside from Wilt. Count 1-2. Well, sets. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball that stays high. The count 2-2. Now to Green. Get a timeout called here before the 2-2 pitch to Green. And he'll hit this curveball high into right center field as the moonshot drops down in play. Center fielder and Wilt make the catch for the out. So one down now is up the bat for Martinsburg. Designated hitter, Braden Armel.
It should be interesting to see as the year goes on, you know, what kind of production is Martinsburg going to get out of this bottom of the lineup, because they're putting the ball in play here today, so that's always good. You always want to put the ball in play, put some pressure on the defense, especially at the high school level. Never really know what's going to happen out there, but eventually you're going to have to find some key hits and some stuff like that from this part of the lineup as well. So
first pitch to Armalt, stays inside from Welch. I'll let it go by for ball 1. Armalt, the big righty, DHing for the catcher, Braden Fox, steps back in. Pitch from Welch. This time outside. It's ball 2. Armalt batting .273 so far here this season. He's now heading the count 2-0. Let the 2-0 pitch go by. It's outside for ball 3. So 3 straight balls from Cannon Welch. 1 down here, bottom of the second. It's Martinsburg 2, Hampshire nothing. The 3-0 pitch, right on the inside corner of the plate, says the home plate umpire. Count now 3-1.
Yeah, it's a good pitch there. Borderline, but great location from the righty.
3-1 pitch. That's going to be grounded foul down the third base side. Count now full, 3-2.
And as we learned from Coach Zarnecki, lankier guy, you want to attack him on the inside part of the plate. And you're asking him about how to strike out me.
Yeah, that was Coach Zarnecki's advice for me versus you. It's the 3-2 pitch, stays high. That's taken for ball 4, so it's a 1-out base on balls for the DH. And that'll bring up 9-hole hitter, left fielder R.J. Brown. And R.J. hoping today is the day his luck changes, as it's not been a great start for him. R.J. still searching for his first hit of the season.
Yeah, see if we can get one here. I mean, in the second leadoff spot, as Tripp always says, the number 9 hole, you want a guy that gets on base and has good speed and can do a lot of different things. I think they're hoping Brown can be that guy for them here in this 9 spot, but aren't drawing just the 14th walk of the year for the Bulldogs. So far, Brown 0 for 13 at the plate, so looking for that first one.
He'll take the first pitch. It's outside for ball 1. Count 1-0 now as Welch sets. Next pitch, Brown. 1 hopper over to third baseman Wolford. He'll throw to second for out number 2, but no double play opportunity as Brown speedy enough to the first base bag to keep it just a 5-4 fielder's choice. Head back to the top of the lineup now. 2 down, runner on first here in the bottom of the second. Alter back up to bat. He led things off in the bottom half of the first with that double, that 1 hop the wall in left center field.
Yeah, well, you do here with 2 outs get Brown on the base paths, so see if we,
Yep, Brown tries to steal. The throw looked like it was on the money, and it was. A catch, Brown stealing for out number 3. So after 2, it remains Martinsburg 2 and Hampshire nothing. Step aside, take a 1-minute break, and then head to the 3rd inning here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
So what? So what? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. We're going to have to work at it every day, but I want to do that because I want you. I want you and me forever, every day. What do you want? What do you want? Come on, what do you want?
What do you want?
I want Panhandle dumpsters for the first month free.
Use the promo code to get the first month free.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Heading now to the top of the third, which is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. 2-0 Martinsburg leads Hampshire after 2 innings of play. Due up here in the top of the third for Hampshire. 9-1-2 batters, Hott, Wilt, Mowry. Blosser out on the mound trying to pick up where he left off in that second inning, striking out back-to-back batters looking. Strand the runner at third. They're in the top half of the second. It's Blosser, first pitch to Hott. Just inside for ball one. Blosser sets. 1-0 pitch. High and outside for ball two.
So far, Hampshire, has been able to get some hard hit balls, but hasn't really had too much success with it.
This pitch inside for ball three now. Blosser coming out, struggling to find the strike zone here to the leadoff batter of the third and Hott. The 3-0 pitch. The automatic one taken by Hott for a strike. Count now 3-1. Looks like slight rain possibly starting to come down out here at P.O. Faulkner as the 3-1 pitch. Taken for strike two now to Hott as Blosser battling back on the mound.
Yeah, we're expected to have some rain here for the next hour or so.
3-2 pitch inside, that's ball four, so another leadoff walk to begin an inning for Hampshire.
We're really off and on, it looks like, for the next 3 hours possibly, so I guess we'll just see how intense that ends up being or if it actually does happen. But with the turf, I mean,
and a pickoff attempt over at first, and they catch Hott off the bag. And looks like no rundown going to happen as home plate umpire called a balk on Blosser. So even though they caught Hott, Hott gets to take second.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough situation to be in, but Blosser was, trying to make a good pickoff move, but unfortunately for him, he got the balk. So no pitch there. It doesn't affect anything in terms of balls and strikes, but runner on second base now for Hampshire, a chance to get back into this game, only down 2-0.
Scoring the bunt as well. Pulls the bat back, and that pitch called a strike. Well, couldn't believe it. He thought it missed outside, which is why he pulled the bat back. So, 0-1 count now to the lefty. Popped out to the third baseman his last time up, and he'll just get a piece of this off the end of the bat, but it goes to the right over towards his dugout foul. Count now 0-2 to Wilt. Wilt steps back in here for a second at bat against Blosser. Pitch. He's going to get good contact and send it over Grant Henderson into right center field. And that'll put runners on the corners now as Hampshire threatens with nobody down here in the top of the third.
That was a tough pitch to hit. It came inside on him, but Wilt did a good job of adjusting the hands and sending it into right field and keep this good start to the inning alive for the Trojans here with runners on the corners, nobody out, only down 2-0. So Channing Wilt with a nice piece of hitting there.
That'll bring up the pitcher, Mowry.
Yeah, especially Ducon. I mean, that was a lefty versus lefty matchup, so never easy on the batter.
Throw over to first. One hops to Loper. He has to scoop it off the turf.
Yeah, you got to be careful in this situation. If you're Martinsburg, you don't want to throw over and have the ball get away or something.
Pitch, fastball, swung on and missed by Mowry for strike one. So, no balls, one strike, runners on the corners. Here in the top third, it is Martinsburg leading Hampshire 2-0, but Hampshire threatening. Blosser, the lefty, looking over at the runner at first. Here's the pitch. And the throw to second. Henderson sends back home, but it ricochets off Fox. And that'll score hot to make the ballgame now a 2-1 score.
Yeah, that's always a tough situation. Do you just give up the runner going down to second? Fox being just a sophomore, maybe, that might be a better decision there, just to hold on to the ball and not put yourself in that tough situation, but you like his confidence, try to throw out that runner.
1-1 pitch. Mowry fouls over the first base dugout out of play. The count now 1-2. Still nobody out here in the top of the third. 1-run ball game. Runner on second for Hampshire. Blosser sets. Looks over behind him. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball drops in and called strike three. Down goes Mowry looking, as that's Blosser's fourth strikeout of the evening, and out number one here in the top of the third. That'll bring up Wolford. Wolford 1 for 1. He singled his last time up the middle. He lets the first pitch go by. It catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. A 1 count from Blosser to Wolford now, and he'll turn around and throw, trying to get the runner at second, but Brown wasn't ready for it. It goes into center field, and Alter's throw to third, not in time. So the mistake allows the tying run now to move over 90 feet away, and Welt at third.
Yeah, again, you can't be throwing the ball around and having inexcusable errors out there if you're Martinsburg.
This pitch missing outside to Wolford. Count now even at 1-1. This pitch runs inside and gets a piece of Wolford. He'll head down to first base.
Excuse me.
Runners yet again on the corners here in the top of the third for Hampshire. He's now batting his cleanup hitter in Richmond. Got one down here in the top of the third. As Blosser sets on the mound for Martinsburg. Pitch to Richmond. Richmond grounds to the shortstop Brown, who throws to Henderson at second for one, over to first. Loper makes the catch for the double play. Runner gets stranded at third. It stays 2-1 thanks to the 6-4-3 twin killer. We'll head to the bottom of the third after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance. From oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections, they handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at FordofHagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
You'd have to go into the
We welcome you back here as we head to the bottom of inning number 3, bottom of the third, brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance. Reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today or visit fmiwv.com. Well, with R.J. Brown being caught stealing in the bottom of the second to end the inning, Alter will come back up to bat. So, leadoff batter in the lineup for the Bulldogs. Due up 1-2-3, and the first pitch to Alter up and in for ball 1 from Cannon Wilt. 1-0 pitch now from Wilt. Alter backs off of as it stays inside. The count now 2-0. It's Martinsburg 2, Hampshire 1 here in the bottom of the third. The rain starting to come down a bit harder and the wind whipping around as Alter sends a ground ball to the second baseman. Hot throw to first, pulls Richmond off the bag, but only momentarily as he's able to put the foot back on for out number 1. As now batting will be Grant Henderson. As Henderson had the RBI double his last time up in that first inning. Henderson now with 3 RBIs on the season for Martinsburg. So he'll step in once again against Cannon Wilt. Pitch. Is a ball. Excuse me, that is Mowry on the mound. My apologies, not Wilt. Next pitch is a strike. Count now 1-1. Mowry sets. Here's the pitch. And Henderson sends a shot right back up the middle. A roll into right center for a single. So Henderson now a 2-for-2 day so far. That'll bring up Jameer Brown.
Number 27, Jameer Brown.
Brown. And that single his last time up. Be the third and final hit since that Henderson single we just saw. It's Mowry on the mound, sets. And we'll throw over to first to try to see if he could catch Henderson leading, but we'll slide back in safely. It's Cannon Mowry. Looks over at Henderson yet again, but will set on the rubber. Sends the pitch to Brown, and Brown lets it go by. It catches the outside part of the zone for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike now to Brown here in the bottom of the third. Mowry looks over his back shoulder and will try to pick off Henderson once again, but Henderson slides back in safely. Righty on righty matchup here. As Mowry sets. A 1 pitch. Line outside now. Crabtree going to throw down to first, but it gets past the first baseman, Richmond, and Henderson will jog his way to second as the ball scooped up by Adams and right. Now both teams with throwing errors by their respected catchers.
Might have lightning.
Yeah, it sounded like thunder there as we get a timeout called by the home plate umpire, and we're going to find ourselves now in a delay as a result. So, step aside here due to the delay, and on TV, just hold tight. YouTube stream, hold tight as well, and on the radio side of things, we'll go to some regularly scheduled programming here. Bottom of the third, it's Martinsburg 2, Hampshire 1, and we'll try to keep you as updated as we possibly can here on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke Schultz Herman and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco Team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations Robert Fields & Sons, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, The Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Murius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.